everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Tomb of Annihilation, Part 12. Today is June 28th, 2020, and you are loved, and that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these sessions. If this is your first time joining us, you can find VODs of all of our previous games at youtube.com/indooradventures, or if you are more of an audiocast inclined person, you can find our podcasts anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. Speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can find our after show being hosted by patreon.com/indooradventures, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. It is a wonderful little after show that we like to do, so consider checking it out. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on Twitch, YouTube, whatever listening platform you decide to go off of, you can go then to Indoor Adventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com, which is our merch store. We got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, and now we even got masks. They're super cool, keeps you safe. They have the Tyrant Security logo on them, so if you are a fan of the newest series that we have going, consider getting Tiamat to protect your face. It's a good time. And speaking of good times, hey RJ, who are you playing tonight?
None of your goddamn business. Hi, I'm RJ, and I'm playing Hassan, the anti-druid cleric.
I'm a professional. I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm playing RinRin, the kitty cat monk.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener, and I'm playing as Baz the Drow Rogue Fighter.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be playing as Teshvael, the Mark of Shadow Paladin.
And I'm Tyler. I will be your DM today, and let's start off with our recap. Last time, Teshvael's Titanium team were welcomed to Kir Saba with great hospitality by the Aarakocra. There they met Princess Mawaksanare, heir to the throne of Amu, and the teacher who agreed to perform the Dance of the Seven Winds. Now they near Nangalore, the Garden of Lost Dreams, to obtain a Black Orchid, the vital component in completing the ritual. What dangers will they find hidden in this ancient hanging garden? Find out on the Indoor Adventure presents the Tomb of Annihilation. Also, last time you were nearing Nangalore, and the night before you reached there, you camped, and your rest was interrupted. A hag appeared from the border ethereal to snag a scale off of your very own Shahal Hassan. And then she disappeared with a evil cackle, at which point you were attacked by a group of cannibals, which you handily dealt with. However, your night was interrupted, and it is beginning to be morning. What would you like to do?
We did not get a long rest, correct?
You did not.
Well, I'm not exactly looking forward to this, but I suppose we press on if we can.
I'm so tired, though.
Also, did anyone else hear that weird cackling noise last night?
Yes, there was a strange visitor in my tent, and they took a souvenir. And he'll show them the missing scale.
Why would they take your scale?
Maybe some sort of voodoo practice out here in the jungle.
Hoodoo? You do.
Bitch!
Well, who was on watch last night when that was all happening? Are we not taking watches?
I'm pretty sure Tesh takes like the morning watch and Baz takes the night watch. So they split it up. I guess first, second, however you want to decide that.
The elves only take 4 hours sleep, so the watch is between those two.
Yeah.
Was it on Tesh's watch that this happened?
Yeah, let's go ahead and say that it was on Tesh's watch.
You know? All right, I suppose she must have gotten the slip on us somehow.
She did vanish after cackling.
Yeah. Well, do we follow her now? Is that what we have to do? If she's going to do some bad things to Hassan, I don't want to.
Oh, I think if we were to follow her, we'd have to track her all the way down to Umu.
Oh, well, we're going there anyway, yeah?
Hmm.
At some point. But first, we must go to this garden, I suppose.
Joke's on her. Any type of magic that tries to affect Yuan Ti is easily handled.
Interesting.
If you guys don't take or don't benefit from all the benefits of a long rest, how long can you do that before you start taking levels of exhaustion? I think it's...
I think you could take like
You gotta-
a day.
I believe it's Constitution saves.
Yeah, but I think it's not just like right after the first one. I think,
Right, I think
it's until
the
not until the second one.
second?
Which is to say, you guys are fine. Don't worry about it.
My spell slots.
No.
No, it's all right. I'm one down.
Yeah. Did you
What's a spell
snipe on
slot?
those cannibals?
They sound important.
You see, Baz,
You
when
don't need them, Baz. You're fine.
My spellcasting stat's my dump stat as well.
What?
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 Stop
the
it,
sun,
you're hurting Summerwise.
the sun is rising, and the marshy terrain around you stretches for at least another couple of miles before, or at least another mile until you reach the Hanging Garden of Lost Dreams. And trekking through it's kind of a slog. You're going a lot slower than you would normally go through the jungle. It is bright out, Baz, but you still can hide. You're
That's gonna be
Good.
a 19.
19. Not terrible. Not bad. You as you're trekking through the forest, through the jungle, you do end up spying Nangalore from a little bit of a distance out, because its edifices rise above the jungle in exotic beauty. The early morning showers have sent water cascading down in rivulets along the sides of this large stone hanging garden, of which from a distance you can tell is comprised of pretty tall walls and several domed buildings, or how you say, pavilions. And
This is really pretty.
Is a pavilion anything like a gazebo?
it's very close.
Okay, we should probably be. We should keep an eye out. Be careful.
What?
Attack the gazebo.
Attack the gazebo.
Was that something I missed?
It's an old
Bunch of chuckle
deed.
fucks today.
Knights in the courtyard.
Just a bunch of chuckle fucks today. As you get closer and closer, pretty much right up upon it, you can see that most sides of it are pretty walled off by at least 20-foot high walls. The jungle seems to have grown pretty much all around it. On the side that you are approaching, there is a 10-foot high escarpment, in the center of which a stream is running down and pouring into the swamp. Flanked on both sides of that are larger than life carvings of elephant heads. The broad flooded avenue runs straight as an arrow for more than 100 feet before ending at a carving of a Tyrannosaurus face, which you can see like all the way at the end of it. You kind of are approaching in such a way that you can just see straight into it. And there's another carving of a Tyrannosaurus face as the water is pouring out of its open jaws into that avenue. and the avenue is about 5 feet above the surface level, which, like I said, all around this this structure is flooded water. And RinRin, as you guys are closing in on this place, you spy some movement in the one of the few dry spaces right in front of the avenue, and it is a what looks like a large rabbit, about a foot tall, and it has a large spiraling horn, like a unicorn's horn, on its head. And it is kind of standing stock still, as you can see several crocodiles are, or I guess crocodiles are circling around this small dry island.
The rabbit is on the island?
Yeah.
Okay. No! RinRin moves forward.
Running over the top.
Can
of
I
alligator
jump
heads.
over the gap to get there, or how?
I mean, you're like sloshing through the marsh right now, so you
Okay.
just have to slosh through the marsh to get to the island.
Okay.
And I think you would recognize this small creature as an almirage.
What?
Almirage. I'll put the spelling in the
Like
chat.
Al Mirage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, kind of.
Ah, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yes.
She's going to use all 80 feet of her movement to like jump on top of like from one croc to the other to get to the little creature, and she's going to say, "It's okay, don't worry, I'm going to help you."
Cool. You sprint through the water, jumping atop crocodiles, and land next to this frightened creature. And it doesn't have anywhere to bolt to, otherwise it would. But give me an animal handling check.
Oh boy.
What do you get the rest-
18.
Oh, fantastic. It cowers behind you, and the crocodiles are beginning to climb up onto the beach next to you.
Hassan will step
Pick it up.
forward and cast Speak with Animals on himself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you dare touch my prey. Intimidation?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm a charismatic boy.
You are a very charismatic boy.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That is more than enough. The hissing comes to a stop, and they back themselves back into the water. And I don't think they don't really say anything in response to you. They just back into the water.
I pick up the baby.
It cuddles into your arm,
Oh, it's
and
alright.
its big horn like rests in the crook of your arm.
Oh, it's okay. We'll take care of you, don't worry.
Stick its little nose right in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright, Frauke. It's alright, my little love.
What are the
Speak with Animals is still up. Hassan
Yeah.
will wait until RinRin comes over and looks down at the little rabbit. And what are you doing here?
I'm just looking around. That's what it sounds like. Please, I just want to go back to my family, to my burrow. You're not going to eat me. I'm not your prey, am I?
No.
And he, like, burrows more into Rinrin's arms.
Oh,
No,
what are you
I
saying
think-
to her?
Still speaking to the Al Mirage. Though I think you've already been caught.
She'll protect me.
I imagine Hassan is just like getting closer and closer to it. His mouth is just open and he's going,
Just hissing at it himself.
The little one wishes to return to his burrow.
Oh, ask him what it is.
He'll say on the far side of the garden. Actually, no. He'll say within the garden itself.
They live in the garden itself. Actually, is there anything we need to be concerned about besides crocodiles, little one?
Many things, many things. The plants are deadly. The cranes, they attack, and if you don't watch your eyes, she'll see you.
Apparently, if we don't watch our eyes, someone will spot us.
Baz flicks his sunglasses up and crosses his eyes. How are you supposed to do that?
In a
It's
mirror,
not-
Baz. It's that easy.
It's not a very smart creature.
Well, tell them that we'll protect them and we'll take them all the way to their home.
No, it's very aware that you will protect them, and you'll snap his fingers and cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone.
Ooh.
Ah, you casting Pass Without a Trace instead of the Mark Shadow Paladin.
He needs to save his spell slots.
It's not a spell slot. Or wait, yeah, it is. Fuck. I just get access to it because of my heritage.
But you can cast it with a spell slot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you'd like to enter stealthily.
I'll brief everyone quickly. Watch out for the plants, watch out for the herons. Some nebulous thing is also in the garden that can spot us. So, careful.
Cool.
I will keep an eye out for this thing.
I shared in our chat just a general map of, just so you know, kind of what the place looks like.
Oh.
In the
Um,
garden
that's-
of Eden, honey.
But so, like I said, at the center of the area, the avenue that you're approaching, is this 100-foot long flooded avenue with water at the far end pouring out of a Tyrannosaurus Rex statue's mouth, and it is flowing out into the swamp where you are. This avenue is only 5 feet above the ground, and you'd be able to climb up very easily. Otherwise, only people with a climbing speed or climbing equipment could approach from other avenues.
Do we just go right in, or is this something we need to be more stealthy about?
That's why I cast the spell.
I just heard you say words.
I'm gonna do a stealth roll.
Okay. Everyone roll stealth. Baz, yours is now 29, I guess, right? It's plus 10.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
32.
32.
I nat 20.
God damn. All right,
21.
I'm going to use a feature. It's not a spell slot to cast invisibility on myself. So I'll roll my stealth at flat rather than disadvantage.
Azaka is also going to have to roll stealth, and boy, she's really good at it. I promise, guys.
Then all right, so 32.
Oh, okay.
I am invisible though. I feel like it's cheating.
Well,
You're also loud.
Usually.
All right. How would you guys like to approach?
Brr.
I'll follow along with my party members, but so we're in section 1 coming into this?
Yes.
All right. There's only one way we really can go into it.
Through section 2 into that middle bit.
Yeah. Let's do it.
yes.
All right. As you stealthily climb up into this avenue, the water here is only a foot deep, and the current is pretty lazy. It looks like there was originally 6 branches off of here, 2 on each side as you go down. Though several of these areas are choked with rubble, and the archways have collapsed. The ones that haven't collapsed are pretty stooped low, with a lot of vines and other brush growing inside these tunnels. Also, along this avenue are 4 stone faces, 2 on each side. They sit across from each other, staring at each other, and they all portray a very regal-looking woman whose expression changes slightly with each visage.
What is the expression?
Where are you looking?
Well, every one of them. How does the expression change?
The 4 expressions you see are bemused, condescending, stern, and serene. And as you inspect these from your vantage point, there looks like there is writing scrawled beneath all of them, or not scrawled, but like chiseled into below each face.
Tag yourself, I'm bemused.
I am condescending.
I too am condescending.
I pick serene.
That leaves stern for RinRin.
I'm very stern. I can make a stern face.
Standing in this avenue, the overarching terrace is about head height, and you can see that it is choked with untamed overgrowth. Even then, though, you can tell that it is a haven for exotic plants that don't grow naturally in the surrounding jungle.
Any of the plants that we need?
Make a nature check.
Ah, shit.
All or just Baz?
All. Well,
Could I make
actually,
a survival check?
Scratch that. To make either a nature or survival check, you would have to start rummaging around in these areas.
Okay.
So you can make a perception check from where you are to see if you have a point to start at.
All right. I'll do that.
At disadvantage.
Yeah, makes sense.
Where does this little dude want to go?
11 for the perception.
There does not appear to be anything immediately matching the description of a Black Orchid, which you would know is an orchid that is also black. He informs you that his burrow is on the far side of the center structure. The far west side.
Okay.
I'm not
So
seeing any
6.
black orchids.
It would be one of those small gardens. You see the one that has like the tree growing in it.
Mhm.
5C
Yeah, I
and
see it.
5D. Okay.
Yeah, 5C.
Maybe it grows deeper in then.
We wouldn't be so lucky for it to be that easy.
Tesh is going to have his rapier out just in case.
Just in case.
Really quick, weird Hassan move, but he dips a finger in the water and tastes it.
Okay. Nature check.
Dysentery.
Meanwhile,
Dirty 20.
damn. The water tastes fresh, like rainfall. You get a hint of snake, actually.
Some new shirt.
Was it him? Did he taste himself?
He did not taste himself. He's got a very
Sensitive tongue.
very sensitive tongue.
Be careful, there are other snakes in this forest, or garden, that aren't me. Maybe we'll see the devil himself.
Which devil?
Satan.
Or sorry, that's Azaka that asked which devil.
In some religious lore, the first humanoids were casted out of a garden through the trickery of a snake. The snake
Yes.
was... The devil was in the guise of a snake.
I've never been one for religion.
I thought snakes were supposed to be good luck.
Depending on the
Tesh.
culture.
Just invisible Tesh shaking his head. They're all wrong. It was Kyber that made everything.
Summerwise is sitting next to you, nodding on your shoulder as you are invisible.
Something, dark hole spiders.
Yes, the
Well, let's-
Underdark is full of dark holes. Walks away.
Let us find this baby's home, and then we can go find our thing.
There are 6 paths that you can take. At your position, I'll say you're only you're before the first intersection of split-offs. So the first one on the left looks like it's heavily choked with debris and it has a tree growing in it. The one on the right is passable. And then if you look further down, it looks like the next one on the left is also choked with debris. But the other 3 look passable, that you'd have to climb through in the underbrush.
Well, I could go bring her back right now, and then just meet you guys back here if it takes a while.
That's a dumb idea.
Why?
We are in foreign territory with enemies unknown, and you wish to go by yourself.
We should
Yeah.
all
Very
stay very
fast.
close together.
Who's gonna watch your eyes?
The bunny?
Yeah. Who's gonna watch your eyes? I can only see my own. The bunny
Okay.
isn't talking to you.
Yeah.
This is all internal monologue.
I will put the bunny like down my shirt and
Mhm.
kind of like tie my shirt tighter in the back so it's kind of papoosed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like its head sticking out, but
Yeah.
now its horn is just like sticking in front of your face, and every time it
Yeah.
looks around, you just catch it out of the corner of your eye.
All right, let us go. You guys, you don't want to climb, right?
I don't wish to crawl either. Sorry.
I'm fine either way.
I've crawled through my fair share of sewers and aqueducts.
Okay, so we go the first one with the tree or the second one with the rubble?
I feel like the tree would be more advantageous. We could
Okay.
set up an anchor easier.
We could climb the tree. I used to climb trees all the time.
So the first one on the left.
Yes.
Cool. It
Baz
is.
leans into Azaka, calling it now. The tree's gonna try and eat us.
I'll keep an eye on it then. As you turn down to look down this corridor, yeah, it's pretty choked with rubble and overgrowth, but you would be able to pass through it. You'd have to squeeze around the tree. Also, looking up past the tree, you see that one of the how you say dome, a bell-shaped dome on the west side, is wrapped and draped with thick webs.
Tesh will call or will ask Summerwise if they could do like a quick little sweep, and then
Okay. He will take to the sky, and as he takes to the sky to, actually, I should probably roll stealth for him. How many people does pass without a trace effect?
I think it's whoever's within 10 feet or a few feet of me.
I think it's up to 5.
Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you.
Okay. So you would have chosen the entire party, including Summerwise and this bunny, which
Yes.
is a part of RinRin's stealth check.
they would have gotten a 25.
Well done. Y'all are very stealthy. Summerwise takes to the air amongst several other brightly colored birds and parrots, all squawking in different sounds as they flit around from tree to tree. And he takes a lap around the compound. What is he looking for?
So I was originally just going to have it be around like the bewebbed place,
Oh, okay, yeah.
but just like, is there anything that you can see that we should be worried about?
Cool. Go ahead, roll a perception check for him.
Sure. Why? That's an 11.
Okay. He takes a quick loop around the
Wait.
webbed area.
Sorry,
What's up?
he has advantage on sight checks because of his keen senses. That's a modified 20.
All right.
Much better.
He takes a loop around and then lands back on your shoulder as the rest of you are squeezing past this trunk, this tree trunk, and gives you the image of a giant spider hidden within the webs, nested very tightly at the top of the dome.
Tesh will he'll relay that information to his party members because he can't point and be like, there, because he's invisible.
Because he's invisible.
Which
He can also, Summerwise can also relay the same information to everybody.
Yeah. I was going to say Summerwise has blind sight up to 10 feet. So even if Tesh is invisible, he can still just like hop on his shoulder.
Yeah.
We found each other.
Can I do a survival check to determine what kind of spider this is?
I think, yeah, go ahead. You'd have an advantage on it too, since you are the spider boy.
It's gonna be 24.
Okay. Yeah. You're familiar with these webs. In fact, you've seen them previously in the jungle. It is just a normal giant spider.
If we don't,
If you do
If we don't
not
mess with it.
mess with its webs, it will not mess with you.
all right. Baz will relay this information to the group.
Okay, we just have to be very, very stealthy
Which
and
you
very
are.
careful about what we touch.
You all squeeze past this tree trunk and climb. At the far end of this path is a staircase that leads up into this garden. Again, it is choked heavily with plants, but you are now in this part of the terrace. You can see from your location that the only staircase out of this terrace is on the far north side. And it appears that the path, the ground in front of that staircase has collapsed into the tunnel below. On the opposite side, there is also a staircase, and that one looks like it is still sturdy.
What do we do, guys?
We bring the little one home and then we search.
Okay.
Cool. Would you like to head towards that collapsed staircase?
Yeah.
Sorry, the staircase, we're heading towards 6, right?
Towards 5A.
To the bottom right of 6.
Yeah, bottom right. Or bottom left of 6.
Is that where the little guy lives?
He said he lives in 5C.
5C.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Resolution's not great on my end.
All right.
That's fine.
Would
You should-
5A lead us to 5C?
As far as you know, maybe.
Because
But
5C has like a tree where its staircase should be. Right? Am I reading
yes,
this right?
that is
So-
exactly what it looks like. Though you
So-
cannot see that as Baz.
Should we just like send RinRin down there and spot for her? Because she has that climb speed, yo.
I'd say we should at least like get close to where the drop off point is.
Okay.
Okay. So towards 5C.
Yep.
Now that you guys are up on this terrace, did you want to also look around, see if you could see a little bit better?
I would, yes.
Okay. If you are interested, you can make a nature check.
Oops.
I'm not absolutely trash at this. 17.
21.
17 and a 21 on you guys' looking around. There are a lot of exotic plants here, many that you are not familiar with, but none match exactly the color and description of the Black Orchid. However, you do spot something of interest a certain flower that you have run into before. It is a bright yellow flower wrapped around the north tree. And as you guys have been walking towards Area 5A, since you are all moving quite stealthily, you're watching your step. And Tesh, you are about to step on a humanoid corpse that is lying amongst the brush, and it too has vines wrapped around it, with a little yellow flower growing out of its skin.
We've seen these before.
And it is a yellow musk creeper.
These were on some zombies that were over by Camp Vengeance.
Do we need to make sure that this person is dead?
I would recommend we try and avoid contact with them in the off chance we awaken it and it wakes up others.
Okay, be very quiet. Shh.
We're returning rabbits.
It's rabbit season.
Fucking hate you.
How long it took to say.
Alrighty.
As you get closer to the far north side of this terrace area, you are at that gap where the stairway would be leading up into Area 5A, but there is the ground underneath the staircase collapsed, leaving the rest of the staircase 5 feet above you. So you'd have to, and not easily accessible without something to climb with.
Let's see. RinRin, would you be able to take this rope? If you climbed up, we would be able to at least have an anchor point.
Of course. I'll
Uh,
bring Mr. Flufums with me.
Are we on the stonework or are we under?
Yeah, we're-
you
where
are
are
still
we?
in Area 2. Do you guys still have the link to the roll
The roll
20?
I do.
If you want to open that up, I'm using Azaka to mark your spot.
Okay, so so it's basically the greenery, and then the stonework is a different level.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so we're on the grass still.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Because I thought we were on the stonework.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. You were not up on the stonework yet.
Okie doke.
You need to
This-
reveal the map to us, buddy.
Is it not revealed to you? See, this is why I don't use Roll20. Because of all the intricacies.
With Roll20, it's never been harder.
Oh god, it's so hard.
Heh.
Eh.
Eh,
Eh.
how do
Sorry, you're taking a sip there, LB.
you reveal the
Yeah.
map? Anybody? How do you reveal the map on Roll20?
There should be a fog of war tool.
Yes.
It depends on whether it's behind Fog of War or if we're on the right page.
We're on a
What?
blank screen right now.
You should
There it
be...
goes. Let's see it.
All right, there you go. So where Azaka is where you guys are.
Ah, okay.
Steven, are you able to see? Or
Oh, I did not pull it up. I don't have a link. That's okay.
You don't have to.
That's all right. Just keep going.
Okay. So RinRin, you can either climb up to the staircase and go through the garden. Equally easily, you could just climb up to that stonework area. That's 20 feet up. You're muted.
You're muted. I'll climb up the wall.
Which is it, the stonework
The wall
area?
directly to the north of where we
Okay.
are.
Cool. You are able to climb up there. It is 10 feet up, and you are perched atop this wall, looking down into this heavily gardened area. The plants in this enclosed garden are like nothing you've ever seen. The shapes are fantastic, and their colors are like gems sparkling in the sun.
Wow.
This strangely beautiful garden imparts a sense of serenity, and there is a message deeply scratched into the north wall. Or sorry, yes, the south wall, the one that you're sitting on.
Oh my gosh, it's so high resolution.
What does it say?
Looking down at this message, it looks like it is in a language that you don't understand.
The wall says something, but I don't know what it is.
Hassan will use up his wild shape to turn into a giant wolf spider
Mm-hmm.
and climb up the wall.
Does
Okay.
Summerwise can send mental images to people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Send Summerwise down there to take a mental snapshot, not Snapchat. God,
A mental
What a-
snapshot of the writing.
what have I become? And then bring it to Azaka, the most likely person to know this.
Okay. Summerwise flaps up onto the wall and then looks down at this writing on the wall, and then lands back on Tesh, and gives Azaka this image, and she says, "This is very old writing. It is in Old Umuan. I do not know how to read this."
Do I know how to read? I can't read this, you said?
I don't think anyone has a sage or cloistered scholar background.
Sage.
You do have sage.
I have druidic.
Is it in Minotaur? Because I can read Minotaur.
You can read Minotaur. That's true. It is
Is
not.
it in Undercommon?
No.
Oh, I can
It
read Undercommon.
Draconic. Elven.
is Old Omuan, which is the ancient language of Amu.
Vomu, yeah.
Of Awu. Mr. Hassan, you have the sage background, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you can make me a check of a sort. History check.
Oh boy. Dirty 20.
Okay. You in wolf spider form skitter over to this wall and inspect the writing on the wall, and what it says on this wall is, "Without dreams, eternity is unbearable." And it takes you a few minutes to transcribe this. So, without dreams, eternity is unbearable.
He'll skitter back to the top of the wall and like transform back to his 1T form and sit down.
And RinRin, you were securing a pitten and rope on the top of the wall so people could climb up.
If I can, yeah.
I'll need you to make another stealth check as you try to hammer this in stealthily.
Okay.
While she's doing that,
Oh, did you roll it on roll
32.
20? Oh my god.
There's an
With
app
roll
for
20.
that.
It's never been easier.
Well, that was D&D Beyond.
Cool. Very good. You silently hammer this pitten in, and there's a rope hanging down to Azaka, Tesh, and Baz.
RinRin, do the words "without dreams and eternity is unbearable" mean anything to you?
You see RinRin look really, like, sad for a second. Why'd you ask me that?
It's what's written on the wall.
Oh, well, this is the place where the Dream Eater is. Yes, this is the fountain of the garden of the Dream Eater.
Is it Dream Eater?
No, this is the gardens. No, it is not.
Well, wasn't there something about a Dream Eater being here?
Was there? Am I missing something?
I feel like you said
I don't
something
think
about
anyone
something.
said anything about a dream eater.
It's called the Garden of Lost Dreams.
It's the Garden of
That's
Lost
it.
Dreams.
That's it. That's it.
I do think RinRin thinks there's a dream eater
Yeah.
that lives here.
Well, I
I
mean, why
also believe
not?
that.
That makes sense. No, there's the last dreams, you know? So maybe something here eats dreams. That makes sense, yes?
Wouldn't be so bad.
Maybe those aren't elephants, they're tapirs.
The what?
God, you Pokemon motherfucker. Knights in the Courtyard.
It's not Pokemon, it's
You don't-
actually mythos.
All right,
Fuck
we'll
you.
talk about it in Knights in the Courtyard.
All right, the pitten is in place. You guys can climb up now.
Tesh, Baz, and Azaka, do you guys climb up?
There is tension on the rope. You don't see a form.
Summerwise floats up towards you.
Baz reaches for the rope and invisibly gets knocked out of the way.
Just as you were. Nobles first.
Are you all perching on top of this wall? Because then you'd have to spread out a bit.
I think.
I'll move further to the left.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
like birds on a line.
Tesh would also go left for sure.
So essentially, y'all climb up on top of the wall and move over to the stonework path.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Summerwise if they would do a little fly around and see if they can spot the flower that we're looking for. It's Black Orchid.
Okay. He will do this for you. Go ahead, roll another. Actually, you'll have to roll a nature check for him.
God, he's such a smart little boy. What a good dragon. That is a 19.
Okay. He takes off to scour this area. I'll get back to him in a second. 19, you said? Okay. Meanwhile, up here you guys can see that the center structure that kind of towers over the entire garden has a great domed roof that still has traces of gold-colored plaster clinging to it. But you can also see that it is consistent of very old and weathered bricks, and that in a lot of places it seems to have fallen through. There are larger than life-size elephant carvings and the graceful towering spire. But they are still magnificent, even though their glory is dimmed by time and decay. On the south side of this stonework path is the dome covered in webs, and on the north side is another pavilion. It has a wide, graceful arch on the south side. And inside you can see some movement from where you guys are.
Thankfully, we're all still stealth, right?
Yeah.
Thankfully, you are all still stealthed.
Tesh will get closer to the movement.
Okay. Like on the map, there is another kind of domed statue. This one also just kind of weathered by time. And make me a perception check as you get closer to that northwest pagoda.
I mean, like, I could, but I don't think that an 8 is going to do very much here.
18.
You move up with him in your back in 1C form.
Isn't he making a stealth check?
No, he's making a perception check.
A perception, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to look.
You peer around the statue that you were kind of hiding behind, and all you can really see are these thin figures in there. But what you do get is a reeking smell that is coming from there.
I am going to use Divine Sense.
Okay. And what does Divine Sense tell you?
Divine Sense is I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Celestial fiend or undead that is not behind total cover. You can sense. That's 60 feet behind you. I'll say the garden is. No. You do not sense any celestial fiends or undead.
Solid. Yeah, he's just going to like. He's not gonna go back to the group. He's being stealthy. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Summerwise comes and he lands near the rest of the party and starts like looking around for you.
Oh, I'll go to my baby.
And as soon as you get closer, he finds you again, like spirals up your back and sits on your shoulders. He relays that he did not see anything that matched the description, though he saw many colorful plants. Nothing that was just a black orchid.
That's all right. You did your best. You get some little scritchies.
He graciously accepts scritchies. He did see in the pool to the north that it is very, very clear, and that is filled with like these very interesting looking pebbles. And he actually had landed by it, and looking inside, he saw a lot of like tiny statues in there, which he thought was weird. And he said there's also a really big statue in the center thing.
You motherfucker.
What?
It's fine. Anyways.
Meanwhile, RinRin, you can feel Mr. Floofy Bottom, is that what you named him? Squirming because he senses that he's closer to his burrow.
It's okay. It's okay. We're almost there. I'm gonna sneak over this way.
Mm-hmm.
And try and get on this side of this tree.
Okay.
So I can get him down in there.
Cool. Would you like to climb down in there with him, or just like kind of leave him like be free?
It's a 10-foot drop.
It is a 5-foot drop.
Oh, okay. I think she'll kneel on the end and on the edge and kind of lean over with him so that she's like her stomach is still on the top part, and she'll go to hand him off, but then she'll like give him kisses right between his ears on the top of his head.
He'll like nuzzle.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Floopy Bottom.
Where his horn is?
No, I'm like if I'm holding him on the back.
Yeah.
I see.
His horn's just hitting against your forehead the whole time.
Yeah,
Essentially.
it doesn't matter.
Donk, donk, donk.
And he jumps down into the bushes below and kind of disappears into the end.
Immediately gets eaten by a snake.
I know that's great.
Right into the straws.
It's one of those YouTube videos like releasing a bunny back into the wild
Yeah.
and that hawk comes down.
Yeah.
Summerwise comes.
Summer wax. I'm only baby.
All right. So you guys are kind of all around that western statue dome, south of the pagoda. What would you like to do?
I'll relay to the party that Summerwise saw some interesting looking statues.
Do we see the one that's like in the center?
Yeah, actually, while you were coming over there, that doorway is the big heavy wooden doors that would have stood there have been weathered and collapsed.
Okay.
So you can see in there, and there is a very large statue of what appears to be a Chultan warrior.
Oh.
What sort of statues did Summerwise see?
You saw like the bottom of that pool is full of like little ornate statues.
Statues of what exactly?
Just
He
like
didn't
woodland
say.
creatures, like little woodland creatures and fish.
RJ knows what's going
I
on.
think we all know what's going on.
Well, my insight check was a
these.
3, so this is fine.
Not end well for Siren. All right.
Who? Oh yeah, right.
Hello, my name is RinRin. Is there's guys in there? There's a big statue. And the pool, right? Do orchids? Are they near pools?
They often grow in warm places near water, so this entire area is as good of a place to check as any, but they prefer still water.
Oh, so maybe inside?
Probably inside is going to be our best bet.
Okay.
What are we going to do about... Did Tesh say about the moving critters in the pagoda that's to our north?
Yeah, he would have mentioned it.
How do you want to take our company?
Leave them be.
Hmm.
I didn't sense that they were anything undead. Chances are it's either some sort of sentient plant that's out to kill us, or could just be more creatures. In which case, we're awfully good at driving those away.
It could also be the heron folk.
Hello, MK.
Thank you, MK.
Okay.
For the raid.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, right. Hold on.
Oh, wait. Got it.
you got something for this. Wow, nice.
Oh, we're sorry. The gong.
We need 2 more notes and we can be the NBC theme.
Just about.
Just 1 more. Anyways.
All
Here
right.
we are. Where would you guys like
Clunk.
to go?
I would like to go
Listen,
inside.
any fight we don't have to have is a fight we've already won.
That is a very good way to think about it, Baz.
If we all just stay hidden, we should be fine.
All right, I'll be very stealthy and I'll go first. She does the whole Mission Impossible, like
Dun, 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 dun.
does a combat roll before she goes inside.
Cool. You combat roll over this old rotted wood, and you find yourself inside a large palace area. There is an 18-foot tall statue of a Cholton warrior in splint armor, wearing a helmet festooned with Tyrannosaurus teeth and bearing a shield of intricately patterned leopard hide. He towers over the chamber and looms above a wide octagonal cistern. The chamber echoes with the sound of rainwater dripping from the ceiling into the gaping pit. The face of the giant warrior statue is obliterated by deep gouges, but the rest of the statue remains intact. Clutched in the statue's right hand is a stone spear, and resting on the floor beneath it is a clay urn. North of the statue is an open balcony overlooking a flooded garden. Standing to one side, to the left side of the giant warrior, is another statue, this one much smaller. Exquisitely lifelike, it depicts a man reaching for the urn. His face is turned toward the balcony, and in his lifeless eyes you see terror. Stone steps ascend along the curved wall to the level of a second floor, but that floor is almost entirely collapsed. Someone's been up there, however, because a message of some sort is scrawled across the dome ceiling.
Can I read it?
Say?
You can't make it out from here. You can make it out that it is in that old script, but you wouldn't be able to translate it from here. You'd have to get up there.
I would have to get up closer to read it.
Do you want me to take you up there?
Eyes the statue eyeing the balcony.
The smaller statue is eyeing the balcony. The bigger statue doesn't have a face. It has been gouged off.
No, I expect whatever... Well, I expect something bad's up there.
Okay, so...
There is a staircase that leads up to that message.
Yeah. Well, I do see any orchids in here. What do you think that urn is? It looks very interesting.
Summerwise is sitting on a shoulder that is currently just going over to that urn.
Walking directly over
Abu,
to
no!
touch nothing.
Nothing but the orchid.
Just like, if it's like an open-faced urn, it would be like a lean over to see like...
The
what's
urn
inside there?
has a lid on it. The smaller statue is reaching towards it, and as you get closer, you see there's more writing etched into the ground right next to its feet, but it is in Old Umuan.
And Tesh will ask Summerwise to inform Hassan. about
Yeah,
the text near there.
I mean, Summerwise will shout to in quotations, just like tell Hassan from across this area, "Hey, more writing over here."
Zip zap zoop quietly
Zip.
over there for the boop.
You inspect this this phrase written on the floor. Roll another history check.
16.
Cool. You can make out the words "once a thief, forever a slave."
Once a thief, forever a slave.
Well, we wouldn't be thieves here. We would be protecting this treasure.
Additionally, Hassan, 16 is pretty good. Looking up at this big statue, there is more writing like etched into its back, and it says on this big statue's back, "Forgive me."
Is
He'll
it like
tilt his head.
carved in the stone, or is it like written in blood?
It's like carved out with sharp claws.
Oh,
Is that the
gross.
way that all this writing is?
Yes. All the right. Actually, no. The writing. Yep. No, that's all the writing that you've seen so far. There was writing in the original corridor that you guys did not inspect.
Mhm.
That was chiseled in.
Let it be known that I've been rolling a bunch of insight checks and failing every one.
What are you rolling them against?
My
Your own wisdom?
My character's name is literally Basilisk.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be weird if one showed up. These are just really ornate statues that don't look
These
like
are
they have
really
any work
good
on.
statues.
It'd be really weird because we're in the jungle and those guys live in the plains.
Gee, this flower's really hard to find.
Is that
Maybe.
carved into the stone with like claws?
Yes, it is.
And the message scrawled on the mezzanine up on the top of that staircase also looks like it is scrawled with claws.
Maybe we can get to the bottom of what happened here if I were to read whatever's on the mezzanine.
Okay, I'll go with you.
He'll
RinRin looks a little nervous.
look over to where Summerwise is because he knows that's where Tesh is,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll like motion like look for the flower.
There is just like Summerwise like moves forward like Tesh is giving you a nod.
Azaka is going to stand kind of guard at the entrance to this area, the entrance that you guys entered. Tesh and Baz, what are you guys doing?
Well, clearly, if looking for the flower, but my first thought as to where to look for it would be within the urn.
Okay. So you just
I
Hopping up the lid.
patiently wait for Hassan to read the message, and if the message says like, "Oh fuck, it was the urn," okay, maybe check the urn last. But like otherwise, yeah, I'm totally gonna try and check this urn.
cool. So waiting for him to translate the mezzanine message.
Yeah.
The one on the roof. So just Baz.
There's enough eyes looking for clues. I'm looking for danger.
Okay. Where?
Anywhere, everywhere. Baz is keeping an eye on their 6, their 7, and their 8. And their
That's
9.
just behind you.
And their 12.
12, 3, 6, and 9. Or just all hours.
He's just rolling a d12 and just like picking.
Roll perception checks. It is dark in here. Well, it's not dark, but there's no direct sunlight in here.
Nice. Thank God.
Thank God.
Like there are beams like shooting through the ceiling, but nothing that's falling directly on you.
I got a 16.
All right. Looking around, you see in this octagonal pit below you, writhing in probably what is 1d4 inches of water. Like I mentioned earlier, why 1d4 inches of water? I don't know. But it is a bunch of snakes.
Baz will point down there.
Hell yeah, party time.
Hassan hops in.
And looking at the map, you
Snipes.
can figure that the water that was leading down that avenue was coming from here. Hence the taste of snake.
Ah. Hint of snake.
Hint of snake.
Snake soup.
RinRin and Hassan, are you guys climbing the staircase?
Very stealthily.
Make me dexterity or acrobatics checks.
Oh boy. Do I need to if I have a climb speed?
Make a perception check.
Oh boy. 22.
Okay. You are about to start climbing probably right after Hassan when you realize that it looks rather unstable. Hassan, make an acrobatics check.
16.
Cool. Hassan starts, jaunting up the stairs, and you can see him miss every single loose stone as he climbs up to the mezzanine.
He's so smart.
Some Legolas from the Hobbit shit.
Let's not talk about that. I climb.
You climb around the outside, and you are both on that second layer. And Hassan, I'll need you to make another history check to read this message.
Sorry, 21.
21. All right, it is a kind of long message.
Dear diary.
It says, "True love, faithful general, safe will you rest in Nangalore eternal. None will disturb you while I live. Such is my vow of penance, and for my sins I cannot die."
Tesh, do not touch the urn.
He's like, hand just about on the lid. You can't see this. It's just
It's just Summerwise steadily lowering forward and near the urn, and then it stops. And you hear her just like, and like starts going back. Just
What does it say?
dissatisfied.
We should leave here now.
But we need the orchid.
I mean, this place.
Oh, okay. Bass, let's go. But be careful on your way down.
We don't have the orchid yet.
Just we got to leave this room. From this vantage point, in looking down in the pool, there are no flowers in there, correct?
in the center pool. No.
Solid. Alright, let's go.
Where do you guys go from here?
That's a good question.
The door on the east side is shut.
Go to the broken lookout point to the north.
Cool.
I was gonna update everyone about the message up top.
Any insight in the message that you're passing off to them?
I think that whatever's guarding that area is guarding that urn.
What's so special about the urn?
It's probably a dead general.
Has it got like a lid on it?
Yes.
Leave that alone then.
Again, Tesh, like, he had waited for Hassan to give the go-ahead and then was immediately going. There was no...
As you walk out onto that, I'm going to need you to make another stealth check.
I'm decent at those.
I'm sorry, Tyler, but you're gonna need to keep track. It's basically the Pass Without Trace lasts for an hour.
Yeah,
So
it has
if it-
not been an hour yet, and
Okay.
I'd say it's only been like 20 minutes.
22.
Sure. Okay, yeah.
25 on my stealth.
Nice. You creep out onto the balcony. In the northern pool, the flooded garden, the water in the pool is unusually clear, and a dozen or more large fish, turtles, and lizards swim lazily through it, and water birds paddle on the surface. The ripples obscure something on the bottom of the pool, so you can't quite make it out, but the bottom appears to be blanketed in oddly shaped stones. But Summerwise points down and says that's where the really intricate statues are. He might have taken a slight dip. It was very refreshing.
Aw.
Can I make an Arcana check to guess at what the monster that resides here is?
How?
I feel
What-
like I should make some sort of
What
check
do you
too.
what do you think it is?
I think it's a Gorgon.
Okay. Are you guys in agreement? And also, are any of your characters familiar with a Gorgon?
Not at all.
Well, he's a snake, and my name's Basilisk.
I will need you guys to make history checks.
16.
14.
Hassan, you have a guess at something you've read about in books that would turn things to stone. Baz, you do think it is a basilisk.
Baz is like looking down in the water and then like suddenly like stiffens. And he's gonna turn around and be all like, guys,
What?
I think there's a basilisk here.
But you're right. I mean, I don't know where you are. Where could you
Not
be?
me.
Oh,
An actual basilisk.
like a big snake thing?
Yes.
They're more
Why?
like lizard dogs, but okay.
I got
But-
lots of legs, and they and he like grabs his mask and pulls it down over his face. Looks like this. And It's got it's like a flat reptile face with a big toothy grin.
I didn't know basilisks look like idiots.
That wasn't very nice,
Oof,
Hassan. You
bird.
should say you're sorry.
High fives, Asaka.
But
I hope I die before you get a chance to apologize.
why would you say that? Why would you put that out into the universe? Okay, so if there is a big old dog snake thing, right? What sort of threat can that pose to us? I mean, we're strong adventurers.
Points to the oddly shaped stones in the water. It can turn you to stone if you're not
Oh,
careful.
shit.
Those of you standing out on the balcony, make perception checks as you are in direct sunlight.
Oh boy.
Yay!
In the
Baz is
garden
in the
of-
middle of explaining to them that if you see a basilisk, don't see it because that's bad.
Watch your eyes.
Watch
What
your
if-
eyes!
What if it is a Medusa?
I've got an 11.
18.
10.
14.
Hassan, you can see that there are, in this pile of woodland creature statues, there appears to be 2 more human statues amongst the rubble at the bottom.
Hmm.
Hassan,
Hey,
do you remember the benefit that the charm that your friend gave you?
I still have it.
Yeah, you still have it. And RinRin, you still have your charm from
Yes.
Sajin Abaza.
I don't want it to go away though.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm only gonna use it on people who are useful to me.
What if they are, though?
I told you, you're a meat shield.
That's useful. You guys are standing on this balcony over this lovely pool, which it looks like a large statue once stood, but it has been torn down, it seems, and a beautifully sculpted face of a woman lies in the water face up. To the left is a pagoda that looks pretty run down. To the right is another pagoda that is in much better shape. There are no paths off of this balcony other than jumping into the water. Or
Seems
if
like
you
a
have
great idea.
climb speed, climbing around the outside.
What do we want to do?
You said there was another door in the building?
Yes,
On
there
the
was
far
a
right
door
side?
on the east side.
You try and go through the door on the east side.
Okay. You depart the balcony, head to the east, and pardon me, find the door kind of stuck.
Like
Not
locked or
locked.
just...
Not locked, but stuck.
Well, that's no good.
Little grease on the hinges might do it some good. Or is it
You
like
haven't-
jammed?
The war is made of some pretty stiff oaken wood, or I guess jungle wood, and it has swollen up over the years. So it seems pretty jammed in place. Do you think you could force it open?
Perhaps I could get my lockpick, which is to say my crowbar,
Same thing.
into it, and then, like, as stealthily as possible, just try and, like, pop out the bit that does the latching.
Okay. Roll a strength check
Eh.
with advantage since you have a crowbar.
Okay. Oof. All right, 9.
You jammed your crowbar into the spot where the latch is. Aw.
Thank you for the follow, Brimble76.
Thank you. You're shoving this where this latch is.
Like,
and
you
you're-
can hear the like wood straining.
You can hear straining, and it's not the wood; it's Baz's arms.
Zaka, can you please?
She'll roll up her sleeves, grab that, and make a strength check with advantage. Woohoo! Bwomp, 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 bwomp.
Atta
Get a girl.
She just
Big lady.
She just nudges him out of the way, and with one hand, like it's a door handle, just like crunk.
The center like metal bar holding them together busts off, or I guess busts in outwards, and everybody that is within 10 feet of the door make me a dex save
Oh boy.
as she forces this door open, unlodging the stones above, causing them to tumble down on you.
Oh no.
One 18.
Womp 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 womp.
Womp womp.
Wow.
Wow.
So just takes a step back.
12.
I wasn't within 10 feet of this shit. That's insane. Why would you do that?
All right, I'll allow it. You got a 12, Baz.
Yes, I did. Sure
You
did.
take 10 bludgeoning damage as
And
these
I'm dead.
stones
kidding.
tumble down on top of you, and so does Azaka.
All right. Baz is just buried under stones.
Yeah, he literally gets buried under stones.
Bus! RinRin will
Um,
move over and try to help him.
Just like one
And-
leg sticking out and twitching.
Tesh, if you weren't standing within 10 feet of it, where were you standing?
So basically, like, there's the door. He was just standing closer to the pool side. Like, he was in the process of walking over to check out the door, and then everybody started fucking with this door. So he's like, all right.
All right, I'll leave that to you guys.
Yeah, just, I'm not breaking invisibility for this.
Fair.
You do you, homie. Just hung out in the back.
Make a perception check.
Tesh be like, I too am dex based.
He's 9.
You hear a fluttering of wings outside as these stones tumble down.
Just leave me to die.
Checks out.
But the door is now wide open.
He'll go over to Baz, and he'll like grab Baz's legs and lift him up. And that's the lay on hands. It's just like, put 10 back in him.
Bess, are you okay?
Peachy. Sunglasses are all bent. Reaches up and grabs his hat off of a rock.
Oh boy.
While they're doing that, can I head over to the edge of the pool?
Yeah, down where the snakes is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Gonna cast Speak with Animals and squat down.
Mm-hmm. There is a veritable swarm of poisonous snakes down there. It is 20 feet deep. Yeah.
You get that for free for snakes, don't you?
You do, I think, get that for free, right?
I believe so for snakes.
It might be animal friendship, actually.
Let me double check. Racer traits. Animal friendship on snakes only. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But speak with animals, you'd still have to expend your...
Blood.
Cool. They are in this pit hissing. What would you like to say to them?
What are you lovelies doing down there?
They're enjoying the rain bath. Why don't you join them?
I've had enough of swamp water, thank you very much.
Oh, but this is fresh.
Maybe some other time then. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are there any dangers immediately here?
How immediate?
In this room, aside from you?
I wouldn't go messing with that urn. Our matron may get angry.
Suspicion's confirmed. Okay. Well, if you get the chance, tell your matron that we mean no harm. We're only here for a Black Orchid.
I think, yeah, they'll say you can tell her yourself. She finds that the Black Orchid is her prize.
Oh. Turns to the rest of the party. We might have a problem. Pass with a trace drops, by the way, because Speak with Animals is concentration.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear the sound of hands hitting against laps, obviously from a like raise up and then put down.
You're still invisible, though.
Yeah. It's...
Baz is dusting rock
with
debris.
the pass without a trace dropped, I'll need everyone to roll re-stealth if you are still trying to be stealthy.
Baz is dusting rock debris off of him. What exactly? What problem?
18.
Okay.
Matron of this temple finds the Black Orchid her prize. And to any trespassers or thieves, well, he'll motion to the guy reaching for the urn. Such a fate awaits.
And we'll just have to fight with our eyes closed.
If Hassan could slow blink.
I feel like he does that look a lot.
Oh no, what a terrible time not to have eyelids.
Just staring directly into the camera like it's The Office.
Well,
Baz is gonna take his scarf off and wrap it around Hassan's head, not over his eyes just yet. And he says, "Here you go. Everybody needs a little help every now and then. I'll need these." And he like flicks his sunglasses, and you can use that.
Would I know if well, it might not be a Gorgon, but if a Gorgon's paralysis is sight-based, or if I know
exactly
what I know?
is a not gorgonzola, the cheese.
A gorgon is the quadrupedal bull-looking thing that uses a breath weapon, whereas a Medusa is a different enemy.
Okay. Because gorgons in Greek mythology are Medusas.
Medusas.
Well, technically,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Basilisks in Dark Souls lore use a breath weapon, but basilisks in 5e lore use their eyeballs.
Gosh, I wish there was a lore channel that we could look up all
Man,
this
if only
stuff
there was a
on.
lore channel that could
Jeez, is there a
Specifically
lore
for the
channel?
Forgotten Realms. Like, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
like if there was like a
absolutely.
Forgotten Realms explained kind of channel. Guys, I
Yes.
know what we can do. I know
Yeah.
what we should do. We should make a Forgotten Realms explained channel.
Yeah, we have to make our name interesting though, so maybe let's put something silent in the middle. so
Okay,
we
no,
don't just
like
say
my
it.
name
No,
is
but-
Steven with a V, but like we could do a joke. I'm Steven with a PH in the middle.
Oh yeah,
Ah!
like a dog.
You guys actually have to say the name of the channel!
Oh, it
Wait,
is-
hold on, Steven, didn't you go to school for history?
I did.
But you didn't get your doctorate, so you couldn't
No.
be Steven with a PhD.
No, I
Oh
couldn't.
Oh my god.
Get out.
We're talking
I'll-
about Jordan.
Jordan.
Jordan with a PH.
Look
Jordan
them
with
up. They got
PH.
great videos.
Dear
Yes, he
friend of the
does.
channel.
RinRin and Tesh and Baz with Pass Without a Trace gone. Are you still going to roll stealth?
Yeah.
I did.
Yes!
Oh, RinRin.
It
what
was
did
a
you get?
9.
Beautiful. I like it. Tesh?
18.
Okay. Baz? Are you
Uh,
back to a
was this-
19, I guess?
Summerwise got a modified
yeah,
20.
It's a 17.
17. Hassan and Tesh are the sneakiest. He's still invisible, so he's cheating.
Yeah.
I'm winning.
I'm winning. The doorway is open out onto this eastern part of the Hanging Gardens. What would you guys like to do?
Tesh just waits. Hassan has been like directing us as to what we should do, and every time Tesh thinks about doing something, Hassan tells him yes or no. So he's
Yeah.
more just like invisibly arms crossed, just like, all right, you like lead us. Tell me where we should go.
Baz is gonna, like, he's busy straightening the scarf on Hassan's head, and then he's gonna kind of look over his shoulder at the urn, and he's gonna be like, if the orchid is her prize, and she protects that urn,
We make her do a lose-lose.
sure would be a good time to have Mage Hand, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What if I just grab it and run?
We have
Run
to
to
find-
where?
I don't know, way. I'm pretty fast.
Let's find the damn thing first.
The creature or the urn? Because the urn's right there.
The orchid.
Isn't it in the urn?
No, those are the ashes of her loved one.
Are we sure of that? What if this is one of those, ooh, my love turned into a flower sort of situations?
That could happen. I've heard of that happening
Is
before.
that a, is that a thing
Fine,
that
let's check
happens?
the urn. Let's see if there's an orchid in it and bring the wrath of a Medusa down on us.
Well, it's going to happen anyways. You don't have to be a jerk about it.
I'm saying we should check all possible avenues before we make a plan.
Then please lead the way.
Son will walk out.
Cool. Walk out the eastern door.
Someone put their sass pants on today.
Hassan, when you walk out this door,
I am immediately riddled with arrows. Got
on
it.
your left and right, perched on these elephant heads, are large crane-like creatures with needle-like beaks, wearing pretty royal-looking vests. And they are perched on these elephant heads watching the doorway.
Even with my
and-
18 stealth.
They're watching the doorway.
No.
And from there we can go on break.
Excellent. So first off, I would like to say thank you, Tyler, for running this game. I am greatly enjoying this. And sadly, like Tyler said, we are going to be going on to a break. We are going to try and be back in 10 to 15 minutes. So grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, and we shall return shortly. So don't go no place. All right, and we'll see you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure. Wait, no, that's the start. We're back from the break. Hi, guys. Hey, guess what? We're going in to do our best. We've seen some crane folk. They have not seen us. Heron folk? They're heron folk.
They've seen us.
Well,
And
they saw
They are watching the doorway. You had a good enough stealth that you spy them before they spy you.
Just gonna quickly backpedal back into the room. We have a problem.
What else is new? That's all you've said this whole trip.
There are heron folk outside on the statues.
All right.
We don't go out that way.
Unless you're looking for a fight.
Do they seem intent on this doorway?
Yes, they were looking into the doorway.
I'll go out.
Are you leaving?
You are
Summerwise
still
behind?
invisible.
If I leave Summerwise here, where it's safe, so that no harm may befall them, and progress past where the heron folk are looking, I can either get, well, some surprise on them, or alert them, cause them to look towards where I am, and give you all an opportunity to strike. I'm very difficult to hit.
Well, seeing as they're perched on the elephant statues adjoining the door, and those are above greenery, maybe the second option.
Then consider it done.
Why exactly is Miss Lady okay with these guys being here but not us?
They had heraldry on them. Assuming this is the palace that they're from, they might be guards.
It's very true. Well, make sure that you keep them safe. And you see Summerwise being held clearly in front of Tesh. And then they are
His little cheeks are being squeezed.
brought forward into a head boop and then released. He is just the best.
Who does he like the most? Not Baz. RinRin. He purchased on RinRin. You killed his mom.
He forgave me.
Well, forgive, don't forget.
Jeez.
He's a dragon. And yeah, just gonna go out.
Where are you trying to go?
Okay, so I would basically be trying to go towards the depression straight ahead of where we are, with the bush inside of it, bush or tree.
Yeah, sure.
Just heading over towards, that one. This one right here. Sorry, all you AudioCast listeners. This is what happens sometimes.
You get complicated maps, and you have to. It also, when we get into the dungeon, it's going to be like this. But I will do my best to audibly describe what we're seeing here. And on the eastern side of the Garden of Lost Dreams, there looks like there's a few places that have some fresh trees growing instead of statues. Like they've been growing through the stonework itself. And you can huddle next to one of these small bushes / trees.
Oh, I'm going to stand in the open.
Oh, okay. So just stand in the open on this.
Yeah. Right where I am centering on our mini map.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doing that, and then breaking my invisibility by just bowing with a shield of faith immediately on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, I've come for a flower.
Awesome. They are sitting still. They look at you and just remain there perched, motionless.
All right. That was what I wanted to do when my party was ready to start fucking with them. So for you guys.
What was your guys' plan as Tesh headed out? You wanted him to kind of surprise them, right?
And this is not exactly what I thought, but okay, we can work with this.
It works.
What are you three trying to do?
Going to wait till they're distracted, then I'm going to throw some darts at them.
Likewise,
Okay.
with a bow and arrow.
Okay.
I'll cast Hold Person at 3rd level.
Okay. Fantastic. Which ones are you targeting? There are 2 that are visible.
The 2 that are visible.
We could probably like coordinate so that Hassan goes after one and RinRin and I go after the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I can target
Well,
2.
he can grab.
Oh,
he
you
can
can do
hold
both.
2.
Oh, well, in that case.
Maybe let me do it first to see who gets paralyzed, so you get critical hits.
I'm gonna get a critical hit either way.
Oh, nice.
I will say that as you prepare to do the surprise round, and Tesh reveals himself, they do not move to attack.
Oh?
Baz gives an eye to the
Oh, there he
to the
goes.
others.
Sorry, something just fell and I gotta go readjust it, but carry.
I'm gonna wait to see what happens.
Yeah. I think there's a moment of hesitation with the group.
I think we need to decide if Hassan does end up still casting Hold Person on them. But they are perched on these elephant heads in their kind of feathery vests.
Oh, God.
Reserved. You're not supposed to be here.
I didn't want my feet on Twitch, I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Okay. My boy.
Technical difficulties, everybody.
Are they definitely moving?
Yes. They're not statues.
Cool.
I've heard that a lot.
It's
But-
on the table.
The matter still stands. I am here on a most noble quest, and you can either help me, or you can just provide a slight obstacle as I continue on my way.
And one of them will say, Our Lady waits for you, and point towards the easternmost pagoda in the top right of your map.
Well, you have been awfully kind. Now, why is it that you were looking at that door?
We're waiting for you to see Our Lady. She speaks for us.
Well, that makes things incredibly simple. And then Tesh will just, like, wave the party. It's all right, apparently.
RinRin kind of like stands up straight and like walks out.
Apparently, it's fine. There's nothing to worry about. They're here to bring us to the woman with which has these flowers.
Is she going to hurt us?
Most definitely.
Oh, okay.
Come to me, Summerwise.
He flits on over and
Yes.
perches on your shoulder.
God, he's the best.
I think RinRin walks out first, followed closely by Hassan, and then there's a few beats, and then Baz also walks out, quickly, looking over each shoulder.
Okay. Azaka also walks out with RinRin. And these two just stay perched up on top of these elephant heads, watching you. And they pointed to the pagoda to the top right.
Now that's awfully kind of them. They gave us clear direction, no funny business. I am very appreciative of these heron folk at this moment.
What would you guys like to do?
Head towards that pagoda. I got 10 minutes on this shield of faith, and then Want to make
gonna
sure.
waste it.
Nope. Want to make sure they're useful.
All right. The rest of the party, do you join him?
Yep.
All right. You walk up to the door, and this one is far more maintained. And actually, as you approach, the door is opened for you, and another one of these dressed in finery, Ebly, is at the door opening it for you. And as soon as you open it, he alights and lands amongst the rafters. And the single large chamber inside the dome is obviously a royal apartment, or was centuries ago. Now the bright floral murals are dim and gray. Bits of colored glass are heaped beneath a cracked mosaic. Enameled wooden tables are split and tilting, and every bit of cloth is frayed and streaked. At the center of the room, a long divan stands atop a circular dais. Reclining on the divan is a woman dressed in a flowing robe made from parrot feathers in stunning colors. Despite the heat, her arms, head, and face are covered in feathery veils. Next to her, a black orchid grows out of a large clay pot at the head of the divan. She addresses you in a voice tinged with odd inflections. Strangers have come to Nangalore, my love. What boon do our subjects beseech?
And Teshvael bows and says, I am Teshvael de Falaran, and whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
So ignorant as to not know who their queen is, love. No matter, it is forgiven. For I am Queen Zakore of Omu, sentenced to live my life in exile, alone, save for my dear love. And she kind of caresses the air next to her. Oh, how I miss your face.
And Tesh, like, nods, like, no, I totally get it. This makes perfect sense.
Baz is very stiff, standing towards the back of the group, just staring directly at the floor in front of him.
RinRin, Hassan.
Hassan will bow as well.
RinRin curtsies? Confused?
I think Azaka is going to like make a quick bow and then keep an eye behind and above, just watching these Ebly.
Baz does a very stiff, like, what would be like 75-degree angle at his waist. Just so, and he just stays there.
Tell me, De Falaran, what are you doing in my retreat?
We were told that you were waiting for us.
Yes, but my garden. It is my prison. Alone I must stay. Why are you here?
We came hoping to earn your favor.
And she's kind of been looking at thin air next to her, and slowly this veiled face will look over to you and examine the party and say, favor
Yes.
is from beauty. And only one of you has the beauty I desire. And this veiled face is looking at Hassan. Oh, how the wanty, their natural beauty. Yes, you would make a fine addition to my court.
Visible relief from Baz.
It pains me to say, my lady, but I have an ambition at the moment. But if that offer is still available at the time it is completed, I might take you up on that offer.
And what ambition are you chasing?
I seek perfection, my lady, as we all should.
perfection, perfection in beauty. I had this attained, and I was punished.
Punished by who?
She looks over at the air next to her and caresses nothing. My dear General Thiru, I should not have expected you. The others pressured you, exiled me from my dear Omu. The jewel of Chult, how mightily did I rule them, and how far did they fall from my love, and how far they fell without me. Certainly they imprisoned me here for my vanity and greed. Hypocrites! Was it my greed that caused Upteo to turn his back on them? No, my love. It was theirs. Was it my lust for power that encouraged the rise of the trickster gods? Certainly not. It was theirs. Was it my cruelty that invited a Sararak into their homes to slaughter them? Of course not. Theirs. Perfection, attained or not, comes at a price.
Oh boy.
Thank you, I've been, that's my audition for Henry VIII. I don't know, what's the Shakespeare play?
Taming of the Shrew. But in this situation, Taming of Hassan.
Ew.
Heyo.
That's the courtyard.
It's a lot of nights
Throughout this monologue, Baz's eyes are slowly drifting over towards the flower, and he just kind of looks over his glasses askance at the rest of the group, and then back at the flower and back at them again.
Do I smell anyone else in this room?
There are 3 of these herons, Iblis, perched in the rafters. And as she completes her speech, feign hand on the head, one of them alights next to her with a tray of brightly colored fruits and offers it to her. And she picks one up and beneath her veil launches down.
Pains me to say, my lady, but we have business in Omu, and those are some big boys.
Don't worry about it.
Having heard your plight, well, we ask for your blessing.
And what blessing could I give?
He will eye the Black Orchid.
She'll caress it like she had been caressing the air. This is a prized possession of mine. Without the blessed fumes of its pulp, I can't dream. And without my dreams, I cannot see my love's face.
That is very sad.
What do you have of value in its place?
We have the city of Omu. Not yet, mind you. But
Omu is lost to me. Leave it to my descendant.
Oh. What if
They
we drew you a
abandoned me.
picture?
Well, she doesn't eye you since her
Yeah.
veil, but you can see her face turn towards you. Of great value. I long for the perfection of beauty.
Well, I could make a drawing of your love. That way you can see it when you're awake too.
His face, lost to time, In anger, I've destroyed those beautiful statues of him. Foolish. Forgive me.
What if I make it look like him again? That way you could see him all the time.
I can see him all the time. And she'll caress the Black Orchid
Well,
in my dreams.
right, but you could do this when you are awake too, if you could see him up there. She points to the room we just came from.
An imperfect copy is an imperfect memory. Nothing will suffice.
That's just a flower.
Not of him.
Oh.
Perhaps I could be persuaded with a gift of other beauty. And then she'll look back at Hassan.
I have a horn. She's going through her stuff. I have some rope. No, that's not very pretty. I have a map. Do you like potions? I have a potion.
I think she wants a potion, RinRin.
You want the sun?
I mean, she'll nod very slightly at that. For the players, she will accept a bribe of a valuable art piece. Or Hassan.
Tesh will say, in exchange for this Black Orchid, I will give you the most valuable thing that I own.
Summer-wise?
No. I don't own him. He's his own
Fucking nuts.
pseudo-dragon.
He's his what's a summer pseudo dragon? Just gonna look up something real quick. Don't mind me. What do you have to offer?
A picture of my love. It is the only one of its kind, hand illustrated by yours truly. I captured her in an incredible moment, and it is one that I would be remiss to forget. I have lived long these last 225 years, and never in my life have I seen anything as beautiful as her that day.
Make a persuasion check at advantage right now.
Show it to her. Is this anime?
Is this anime?
Oh, persuasion, shit! That's Mark of the Shadow, BB!
Baby!
So that is... This is actually very good for Tesh. 25.
She takes a napkin off of the tray, and beneath her veil, dabs at her eyes as she is moved immensely by this devotion of love that you have for your gal. Show
Jay
it to me.
Devarani. He will reach into his bag, pull out his wide sketchbook, and go to the very last page. And in it is a very well done sketch of an elven woman reclining on a large chair, and it looks like she's playing with like some sort of fire thing in her hand, but like not in her hands, it's just over her fingers. She's a magic caster of sorts. But like
Truly.
the lighting is perfect. He spent hours shading that upper lip, and it paid off.
Baz gets a good look at that.
Oh my gosh. RinRin covers her eyes.
And it is yours.
True artist and true beauty. Quick, get me a frame. And one of her servants flutters off. And
ma'am, I'm
brings
sorry.
back.
Is that a 5x7 or
Is that
an 8x10?
how long is that? Oh shoot! Does
that
anyone
will
have a
be-
ruler?
Oh, God,
It's
it's
A1 paper. Just get it over with.
It is not A1 paper. It's like those really obnoxiously large sketchbooks they make you
Like
get in
annoyingly
college.
large.
Yeah, like you can't carry it in any bag.
Doesn't fit in a bag, but it's like the perfect portrait, or I guess landscape.
Yeah,
size, but
like
you can
it's
make a portrait
honestly
out.
like really good paper, but like
I'm gonna have to go and rent the bevel mat cutter.
Guys, I'm
Uh,
having flashbacks. Let's move on.
she'll say, "Beauty deserves a reward, doesn't it, my love?" And she will pluck the Black Orchid and hand it to you.
and Tesh with the utmost like dignified gratification will take it by the stem in 2 fingers and just give a very, very, very appreciative bow. Your Excellency, you have my eternal gratitude.
And you, mine. If only you knew how eternal that was. You are welcome in my court. And she'll look at all of you.
When she says you have no what did she say? You have no idea how long my eternal is?
Yeah.
Tesh would look at her, and again, like his eyes open up as he says it. Well, I hope to one day find out. No one else can see it but her. And he just again has this very reassuring smile on his face.
She likes you.
I like her. She's a
You
nice
make
dame.
a fine general. But she is exiled. You have obtained the Black Orchid.
And with that, Tesh bows. And he just begins like receding out of the chamber with his
She
friends.
continues to snack on her fruit plate.
Baz never stopped bowing, and he just starts backing out
Scoots
of the room.
out.
Yeah.
RinRin curtsies out.
Hassan?
He's gonna wait for everyone to leave.
Okay.
RinRin's not gonna leave you alone in a room with this person.
You don't know what I want to do.
I don't know what you want to do, but I'm your bodyguard. This is my job.
He will approach the queen and bow once more.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll pick at his arm with a claw and pull off a scale.
Such beauty. Marred.
Imperfection can always be worked. And he'll offer it to the queen.
She'll pluck it from you.
If you are also imperfect, we can attain that perfection together. And you can count that as a promise.
I look forward to your return.
One more bow, and then he'll walk out.
Cool.
RinRin looks like flustered. Like
What was-
looks
Sorry, go continue.
oh, like looks at the woman in the veil, kind of just like, what's wrong with me? She walks
Oh.
out.
No.
As soon as Tesh and Baz are outside of the chamber, Tesh is going to use minor illusion to recall the inside of his sketchbook, that picture of Jay, and he is just going to be like memorizing every detail
Right. Okay.
because he
so you
has to
can-
remake it later, but it'll never be that original piece.
Mhm.
What was her name again?
Jaye.
So like Baz is still like getting his shit together after all of that, but he like slowly realizes what's happening next to him, and he's just gonna kind of watch with like vague interest. and if at any moment Tesh looks back up at him, he's got a shit-eating grin on his face.
Tesh, like, minor illusion only lasts for so long and has to be summoned in a place. If we're moving, it's more of a like.
Do you want to move or just like wait outside and quickly
Get to a point where we can wait outside. Like, if Hassan isn't going with us, we're not just gonna leave.
Cool. Where would you like to wait?
Probably like 10, 15 feet away from the entrance to this
just
place.
like right outside.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and just looks over at Baz. What?
She's cute.
She's beautiful. And if you think that I would willingly give up that picture, I did, but I'm going to remake it. It'll be
Never be
perfect.
the same.
It won't
True
be.
beauty.
But if I am to see this queen again, then I will easily be able to get it back. She seems like she is an appreciator of true art. And that wasn't even my masterpiece.
Oh, you really think she's gonna just give it back to you then?
No. But I think I'll be able to take it from her.
As
Okay, but
Hassan
if I'm
leaves.
coming along, I'm not coming in through the front door.
It won't be now. Later. After all of this is done.
As Hassan leaves, you see RinRin behind him, just like looking very upset, like grumpy, and like kind of pushing, like moving past him because she can move faster. Like go up to the guys and just, are we going to go now or what?
We have what we came for.
The shit-eating grin is just gone.
All right.
How would you guys like to exit?
Hassan, if you wouldn't mind putting this inside of the extremely safe bag that you carry with you.
I don't think living things should go inside of bag of holdings.
It's been plucked. It's no longer alive.
Shrugs, pops it in.
Into the bag of holding it goes.
We have several days' journey ahead of us. Be prepared for, what was it, crocodiles? What we had to go around to get here? Or maybe they'll leave us alone too. Tesh will just like be confidently walking towards the south.
Okay. On this walkway, it seems like there's a pretty big rift halfway down. But since you kind of went in one way, you believe it would be mirrored on the other. So there is a staircase that goes down into a garden and then kind of leads out.
Sounds good.
Cool. Are you moving stealthily?
Gonna try.
Yes, and this time I will cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have this prepared every day now.
Oh, it's a good thing.
26.
Is that with the 10?
Dirty 20.
Where's it?
Oh, man. That's
Where's
a...
that?
I got a 29. If RinRin continues to grump about, Baz will just kind of walk on eggshells around her.
32.
She does look upset.
And that's at disadvantage?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
I got a 15 and a 20 as my die rolls. And then because I'm Mark of Shadow, I roll a d4 with my stealth checks. So that 15 turned into a 19. I get plus 3. And I get plus 10.
Damn.
Okay. Nice. As you guys depart through the southeastern garden, 5B, you see a lot of very beautifully colored plants of such a wide array, and it is pretty dense in there. The foliage, like on that one level, like it was kind of dense, but here, like you're pretty much forced to pass through these plants if you pass through here. And as you do, who's leading the way?
I would be.
Okay. I mean, you're pretty confident after having successfully treated with the queen.
Yeah.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Cool. Not that cool. Well, I mean, it's pretty cool depending on who you ask. Usually the DM in this. That's a 5.
You are not immune to poison.
No.
You fall unconscious. And everyone needs to roll initiative as one of these brightly colored orange plants releases a gas into Tesh's face as he brushes by and knocks him out.
Oh. Boy, oh boy. This isn't a charm effect, is it?
It is not a charm effect. It is a poison.
Okay.
Where's my paper? Honey, where's my super suit?
Send it to the dry cleaners. Why? Do you need it?
My evening is in danger. 17.
All right.
16.
16 on Hassan.
18 for moi.
18 for Bez. Tesh, you are unconscious. So I guess roll at disadvantage.
That seems reasonable to me.
I got 5 both times, so my initiative puts me at an 8.
Okay. Azaka. Man, it's a good thing I roll for Azaka. And then these things.
I didn't say it, but RinRin almost said, you know, we kind of made it out of this whole thing without having to fight anything. It's really
Man,
nice,
that was
you know?
easy.
I agree. It's so nice that we haven't had to deal with any.
At the top of the round is Baz. A tall flower of multiple different colors. It has orange, yellow, and red blooms on it. Just sprayed some gas into Tesh's face.
He's gonna reach down to grab his scarf and pull it up over his face, and then realize that he gave it to Hassan. And then he's gonna curse under his breath and knock an arrow to shoot a fucking plant.
Shoot a flower.
Shoot a
Go
flower.
ahead.
I will shoot a flower. Don't think I won't. Am I hidden?
You are not.
Okay.
Especially now that I am unconscious and pass without a trace.
But it
leaves.
hasn't gone yet, so I get advantage.
You do get advantage because
But it is bright light.
It is bright light.
Ugh, okay, does a 13 hit?
Yes, a 13 hits.
Okay, it's a critical hit because it hasn't gone yet, but I
Yep.
can't put sneak attack on it because I did it at disadvantage. Technically.
Correct. No. No.
I mean,
yes.
like, I had,
You
it
didn't-
turned it to a flat roll.
Yeah. If you if you roll
Is
at
it
disadvantage-
preoccupied with Tesh?
I think the rule is if you roll at disadvantage, so you can do it if you did a flat roll.
But
All right.
you don't have an ally that's conscious within 5 feet of it,
Correct.
Okay, and I'm not hidden.
and you are not hidden, and you didn't roll it at advantage.
But I'm an assassin. So do I still get the sneak attack? It's not at advantage.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me
You
double
get
check.
You don't need
Rin.
advantage on the attack roll. If another enemy of the target is within 5 feet, that enemy isn't incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll.
Well, you are incapacitated.
If the enemy isn't incapacitated.
Yeah, the enemy of the plant isn't incapacitated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
yeah.
16 piercing damage.
Okay, you kill the plant.
Sorry, Baz is going through like so many emotions right now. He's just like, girl angry, what do? And then a fucking plant makes his friend pass out, and he goes, ah, poof, it's dead. There's more, isn't there?
Actually, so it had its attack on you. Its attack is a multi-attack. So I'm just gonna make it do these to you, Tesh, because fuck you.
Sure.
But more importantly, because it's a multi-attack, I think it gets its full attack against you.
Yeah.
On its turn before
Sure.
Baz
You're
goes
gonna
it.
kill him.
Do it.
It won't kill him. Tesh, I need you to
Each
make...
one is worth 2 death saves.
I
He's
am
unconscious, not
He's
dead.
unconscious. He's
Yeah.
not dead.
He's not dead.
I still have 42 health points.
Yeah, he's
But-
fine.
oh,
He's-
right, okay.
He's not making saving throws.
Woo! I was like, wait, what rule is this?
Oh,
I need to
he's not
use
dropped
this
to
more
zero.
often.
I was like, yeah.
No, these are all critical hits, though.
That's true.
Yeah. I need you to make a dex save.
At
You're
disadvantage.
unconscious, so at disadvantage.
Okay. Dex save is a 11.
Cool, you make it. And then it's going to try and attack you, and it has advantage against it because you are unconscious.
Okay.
Wow, double 13s for 15.
Nope.
Okay. So before you kill it, Baz,
An
you see it-
unconscious creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving
Oh.
throws.
Oh,
Never
well,
mind.
Hey, thanks for looking up the rules, babe.
Yeah.
I was
You see-
imagining Rock Lee like flipping back and forth.
Just unconscious. Sorry. Baz, before you shoot it, it
Mhm.
knocks him out. He falls to the ground. The yellow flower spits some acid out. It lands on top of him. And then the red flower at the bottom tries to snap at him, but does not. Like it kind of
Feel-
like sends out a pincer from inside, but
Cool.
doesn't pierce his armor.
Like
And then
opens up
you-
its like petals and a little stamen comes out and just
Yeah,
like a fucking predator. Not a predator. An alien.
alien.
Yeah.
Cool. That was Baz's turn. Well, you had one attack.
How
What
much
else did you do on your
damage
turn?
did I take from that?
You don't take any damage yet.
Oh.
I'll hide.
Okay.
Cool. You hide amongst these flowers. And since you have the highest passive perception, you can see that there are 2 plants of that type in this garden.
All right, I'll point them out and then disappear into the foliage. It's a 13 though, so it's probably not that great.
They're got terrible passive perception.
They have no eyes.
They have no eyes, but they do have blind sight. But still, their passive perception is bad. Rin, Baz was like, more flowers, and then disappears.
I'm going to throw darts at the flowers. Is Tesh like free of everything?
There is not a flower directly over Tesh anymore.
Okay, I will go stand over Tesh, and then throw some darts at the other flowers.
Okay.
Pow pow! Wait. 24 to hit and damn, 23.
Damn, both hit.
I should just throw darts at people. I do 6 and 6
Nice.
damage.
That kills that one.
And then I was gonna say action surge, but I'm gonna use a key point to attack one more time. One of the other plants.
Yep, there's one more.
Oh, I rolled a nat 1. How's an 8?
8 does not hit.
D&D Beyond, give it and it taketh away. All right.
Thoop, thoop, thoop. You throw a bunch of darts. One flower next to the staircase takes a handful of darts and wilts its petals falling to the ground. The other one in the other corner does not. Hassan.
Going to. What can I do in this situation? I'm gonna cast Create Water on top of Tesh.
Nice. How much do you create? How much can you create?
I can create up to 10 gallons of clean water.
How much do you
Or
create?
actually, it alternatively the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range. So 10 gallons, 30-foot cube.
On top of Tesh?
Someone do math for how much water per 5-foot cube.
Sorry, what was the math?
10
30.
gallons within 30 feet of a
So
cube. It's like
is it like 30 feet on each side? So it's like
no,
90
it's
feet
10
total?
gallons within a 30-foot cube.
Oh.
I'm just
So-
trying to wash the acid off.
Okay. It'd be more effective if you just dumped it all on top of Tesh. Or are you trying to
No,
dump it?
the spell specifically says it has to be within a
Oh.
30-foot cube.
Okay. Does it all fall at once or like as rainfall over a certain amount of rounds?
It's instantaneous.
Okay.
What was that?
There's
Uh,
acid on his back.
you guys all get soaked as 10 gallons fall from above you instantaneously. What else do you do on your
Oh.
turn?
Bonus action, casting Shillelagh. That's my turn.
How much water in 5 feet for 10 gallons in 30-foot cube?
Evidently, 10 US liquid gallons would fit into 1.33 cubic feet. So basically just a bucket. Ploosh.
I didn't sign up for a
So
math
it's a-
stream.
So it's a bucket of water that rains down, essentially. I will knock off some points then. You do wash up some acid, but you see it bubbling on Tesh's exposed skin.
Does the
and-
cold shower wake Tesh up, or is he just knocked out?
No, but he does get to retake his Constitution saving throw as he takes 2 points of acid damage.
$18.
Cool. You wake up,
RinRin is
Yeah,
straddling.
what?
and that is your turn.
The mental image of this is great because, like, the water splashes on him. He continues to sizzle from the acid. A few moments pass, and then he wakes up.
Yeah. Azak is not going to go running towards this plant and instead just advise you guys the one by the door that you were going to is dead, so you could just boot scoot on out of there. And Tesh is
And-
awake.
And
And
Boogie.
And Bookie. And she is going to move towards the doorway and hold her action there. This one's turn. It can't do nothing because there's no one within 5 feet of it. So it's Baz.
He can get through the door, right?
Yep.
All right,
Easily.
he's gonna fire off an arrow first.
Oh,
Just
okay.
to, you know,
Do it.
just for gee whiz.
Just for shits and giggles.
He's and this is at advantage because he is hidden.
He is hidden.
It's gonna be a 23 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
All right, that's going to be.
And you get sneak attack.
I do get sneak attack. First of all, it's going to be 12 piercing damage.
Awesome. You kill it with that 12 piercing damage. You fire an arrow straight through the
And 5
flower.
sneak attack damage.
Awesome. You uber kill it.
then he pops out of the daisies and runs.
Cool, and runs to the doorway.
Yes.
When you get to the doorway, you guys are now on the east side of the terrace, this side you hadn't explored yet. And at the base of that big tree, at the base of the stairs, is a berobed human wrapped in vines. There,
You should have just
he
went the
looks
other way.
long dead, though.
I see. He's gonna skid to a stop, and then like he's gonna kind of scramble as he skids there, and then as his bonus action, he's gonna hide, like slap his back up against the wall and hide.
Cool. Roll your hide.
Because all he sees is a humanoid figure in that area. 26.
Dope. You are at 26.
Cool.
I'll say you're like hiding right at the top of the stairs. RinRin, the flowers are dead.
I'm going to help Teshvael up. Let
Okay.
us go.
I wish to be done with this place.
do
I'm
too.
sure you would.
Thank you for sticking behind for me.
Of course. You're my best friend.
Thank you so much for saying that. You know what? You're my best friend on this adventure.
Really? Wait, we should go.
Jean
Um,
Valjean. Period.
RinRin, I'll say that you can use half of your movement to stand Tesh up. What else are you doing on your turn?
I'm gonna
Other than
wait.
interacting with him.
Right, I'm gonna wait for him to move, and then I want to move after.
Okay.
Can I look for other bad things?
Make a perception check.
What?
There are no flowers that match what attacked you here
Mhm.
in this enclosed area, and nothing else that you would know is dangerous here.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hassan.
This is just a moment where it's like, you're my best friend. Thank you for staying behind. He's standing like falls after them.
Tensions are rising high. Anything else? So you can move. Are you going to move after them? Like hold a move to move after them, or
No, he's
move-
gonna just fall them out.
Okay. Well, their turns after you. And after you, something's going to happen. So I
Oh.
guess you're just following them.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. After you, Azaka is standing in the doorway, kind of waving you guys on. And out from somewhere that you can't see on the other side of the doorway, a vine whips out and tries to grab her. And you see this like vine whip out and wrap around her neck and pull her down the stairs. Tesh.
It's fine. She's immune.
He looks over to where Azaka just got yoinked. He's gonna rush over.
Cool.
Was she right in front of Baz when that happened?
Yes.
He's doing that thing the scout does when the spy shows the pictures of his mom. He's just
So you have your full movement. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna rush over to where Azaka just got yoinked and see if I can still see her.
Cool. It takes you about 30 feet to get to that doorway. And wrapped around this tree are a lot of vines, and one of them had just pulled her over, and she's at the bottom of the stairs now.
He is going to... How many of these do I have left? He's got 2 more javelins. He's gonna huck a javelin at it.
Okay. You're going to huck a javelin at these vines.
Yes. Bad vines. Just want to make sure. One of my features. Okay. So that is a... God, why am I so bad at this? That is a 13, but I don't feel super confident about that, so I'm going to use my channel divinity to give myself a guided strike and add plus 10 to the attack.
Okay.
So 23.
So 23.
The shadows guide my javelin to where they need to go.
There are a lot of vines wriggling, and you actually see like on this staircase in front of you, these vines are just kind of looking for something to wrap around, and you stop just shy of them. And as one's like wriggling around Azaka, you pin it to the tree. Roll damage.
Okay, so that is a 4. But can
Okay.
I divine smite with ranged weapons?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It specifically says melee weapon.
Okay. All right. Yep. So just 4.
Nice.
Then I will make a second attack.
Do it. Another
And-
javelin.
Yep, another javelin. Ugh. Oh boy. That's a 6.
Cool. This javelin just embeds in the tree, but doesn't snatch a vine with it.
Well, that's all my javelins.
Hopefully you can retrieve those, or not. Who knows? Azaka, you are amongst the entangling vines.
Wait, I wanted to bonus action Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You can do this.
She's stuck in the kudzu.
She's
That
stuck
shit's invasive.
in the kudzu. It is invasive. All right. You need to free yourself. Oof. You do not. She is stuck amongst these vines. This thing is dead, so now it's Baz.
All right, he's gonna line up another arrow at these wriggling vines. It's gonna be a 25.
Hits.
And since Azaka's there, she would count as being near them. Yes.
I'll go ahead and say that she is adjacent.
Okie doke. So that's gonna be 6 piercing damage
Mm-hmm.
and 8 sneak attack damage.
So 6 and 8.
Yes. Then he's gonna roll down those steps and hide in some more foliage down there.
The steps are difficult terrain because they have these wriggling vines on them.
All right. How long are the steps?
10 feet, but if you look at the map, all this area is difficult terrain.
All right.
So the steps and then up to next to the tree.
What if he just tuck and rolls off the side of those steps out of the vine area?
To the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stage right.
Stage right, tuck and roll. Only takes 10 feet of movement or 15 feet of movement to do so.
Yeah. And then he'll hide down there
Cool. Do it.
on the other side of the stairs.
Yep.
That'll be a 21.
Cool. RinRin, you used... Actually, you have your full movement. Never mind.
I'm going to run and lunge at this thing and try to hack it.
Okay.
Wow.
Are you trying to get down to where like all
Yeah.
the massive vines are wrapped around the tree? It takes you 30 movement to get to the stairs, and
Okay.
then the next 15 will be difficult terrain.
Okay, I'm gonna use my my feline agility.
Mm-hmm.
You can double your speed until the end of your turn.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get as close as I possibly can. So that would be 80 feet without without using my action to move.
You can't keep its maximum down. You are able to get up next to these vines.
Solid. I'm gonna do an attack. with my claws. That is a 23
Nice. Hits.
for 7 piercing damage or slashing
Mhm.
damage. And then I'm going to use a key point to do stunning strike on it.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to make a constitution saving throw.
It gets a 12.
Solid. It is stunned until you're okay. I'll start it with the
It is
Okay,
not
so the
immune
other
to being
You can
stunned.
spend 1 key point to attempt to the target must succeed or be stunned until the end of my next turn. Okay,
Oh, you
then
guys.
bonus action attack. Does 17 hit?
Yes.
Then because it is stunned, I crit, right? I do.
Doesn't stun, just gives you stun creature is incapacitated, can't move. Automatically fails saving throws. Attack rolls against it have advantage.
Okay.
So you can fish.
Yeah. So 9 damage on that one.
Okay. Did you roll with advantage to see if you got a nat 20 on that?
I didn't, but I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 19, but
So close. Cool. Hassan.
Pow!
He sighs.
Nothing's ever easy, is it?
Nothing's ever easy, and it looks like the lady has forgot to do her pruning. And he will cast Flame Blade as a fiery serpent coils into his palm of his hands, and he crushes it, and it turns into a flaming Kopesh.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get within melee of one of these vines?
You'd have to double move.
I'll move in range.
So you can move 30 of your feet to get to the top of the stairs. The next
And
15
another
feet.
30.
Yeah.
Or
The next 15 feet are difficult terrain, so you wade through these vines to get within melee next to RinRin and Azaka.
Mhm.
Cool. It is stunned, so it cannot. It's incapacitated, which is another condition which can't take actions or reactions. Hooray! Huzzah! Tesh.
Tesh is going to walk forward with his rapier, and he's going to attack this thing.
Cool. You walk through these entangling vines.
That is a... Let me see if I'm doing my math right. But I believe... Wrong page. That is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. So I'm going to add a Divine Smite onto that. So that was 10 points of piercing damage and 10 points of radiant.
10 points of piercing, 10 points of radiant. Neither. Yep. 20 points of damage. These vines wriggle around and you stab at one, smiting it with your holy light.
And then Holy Darkness? God!
Excuse me, it's holy darkness.
XX, Holy Darkness XX. And I am going to attack with a second time with my rapier. That's a 24 to hit.
Hits.
And then that is going to be for 9 points of piercing damage. And I'll use my last spell slot for 10 points of radiant damage.
10?
Yeah, so 9 piercing, 10 radiant.
Cool. These vines are looking worse for wear. They're looking, a lot of them are looking pretty wilted.
Fair enough. That's Tesh.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Azaka, you are still stuck because you rolled a 2 on a strength saving throw. You're supposed to be strong. Baz.
Now the vines are still alive.
Yes.
I am going to attempt to murder these vines.
Do it. Murder some vines.
I would love to. 19 to hit.
Yep.
That's going to be 7 piercing damage
Mm-hmm.
and 8 sneak attack damage.
Nice.
As another arrow sinks into one of the vines, I imagine he's just pinning them against this trunk.
Yeah,
just
as they're
like-
trying to whip out at your friends, just
Yeah.
pinning them to the tree. That was one attack.
Yes. I only get one of those, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna do another couple of combat rolls across the lawn, and like make like I'm going to combat roll again, and then just stay where I am, so it looks like I kept going. But I'm just
Cool.
I'm flattened against the ground. So another
for
stealth check.
no particular reason, how far to the south do you roll?
About 10 feet.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your stealth.
28.
Nice. RinRin.
RinRin, go slashy slashy.
All right. Go for it.
First attack. Wow. That's a 23. Wait. Is it still stunned?
Oh, all those other
End of
attacks
your
were at
End of your
advantage.
next turn, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, all of your other attacks were at advantage.
I took mine at advantage.
Oh, okay.
Keep rolling 19s. So first one does 7 damage.
Okay.
Second attack does it's 15 to hit. Oh no, Mom, hold on. Rolling at advantage. Yeah, 15 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Does 6 slashing damage.
Cool. How do you kill it? These vines that are kind of entangling around you.
RinRin just kind of grabs at them and she's ripping them apart, and then she grabs one of the ones on Azaka that is relatively large, going back to the tree, and just like puts her nails in the middle of it and just tears it apart.
Nice.
And I get temp HP. Hey!
Hey! The vines go still. And there is a humanoid corpse at the base of the vines with like one of them still wrapped around its neck.
Let's go.
And he has a satchel.
Oh.
Going to take that satchel.
Mm-hmm.
And then does Azaka look like she's been injured at all? Does anyone
just
look like we've been roughed up?
Yeah, you guys have been doing fine.
Sweet, I'll give myself 2 points of healing.
And the rest of the acid got washed off.
Yeah.
Like it just took a little bit of extra time.
Yeah. Boop boop.
Because the rain. I'm it makes sense. You snatch up this satchel. Where do you guys go?
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Which direction?
Oh, God.
Southbound.
We're having more trouble getting out of this place than we are getting into
It's
it.
because you snuck so well the entire time and
Should just went the other way.
took the path of least resistance. You know that you can take the path right next to you. Underneath, you have to go through some wade through some water and some vines, and then you could get to the avenue to get yourselves out.
Let's
And
do...
I'll go ahead and say doing that gets you out
Okay.
instead of going and stumbling into another man trap. So you guys depart from the Garden of Lost Dreams, Black Lotus in hand, and another tasty satchel that might have some goods in it.
The Black
And,
Orchid.
What did I say, Lotus?
Yeah.
Good. Close enough. And we will call that for tonight.
Yay! We did it, guys. We got through this fucking garden with all these meaty plants. And with that, I would like to say thank you to Tyler for running this game. This was awesome. I always enjoy being able to play Tomb of Annihilation. And speaking of this game, hey Tyler, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, this is the game that I run on Sunday nights. My name's Tyler at Frothy Inferno on Twitter, and you can find me there or here on Sunday nights.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel, but you can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and play video games sometimes. Ooh. you can catch me tomorrow on the homebrew campaign as Kalen, the Shatterkai Wizard Cleric, and on Tuesday and Thursday over at the Hype Goblins channel in the AM as Titus, a Warlock Ranger. And I think, yeah, it's this Thursday in the afternoon or evening. You can catch me over at G Game Nights channel with a K, and I'll be playing Theophilus Wilmont. He got kicked out of the parish. He has to room with his dad now, and it kind of sucks. Daddy said no money, so he has to work for it.
Shouldn't have been drinking at that, devious
I
party.
just drank wine.
There were sex acts going on and occult stuff.
Tentacles and typewriters.
Tune into G
Consentacles.
Game Nights to check out that game.
Yeah, right.
DenakeHunter.com.
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on Twitter, where I tweet about all of the games that I'm in. Monday, I'll be back here as Gwen. And then Tuesday, I might be streaming later in the day, but Lauren's getting a tattoo, so I'll probably tweet about that. Wednesday, we are not having our Nerd Immersion game this week. We're off for the next 2 weeks. On Thursday, you could also find me on Elegant Suffering, guest starring as a mysterious character.
Oh no.
Friday's prom night at Encounter Roleplay, whereby Pastel Goth is going to be going to prom with the boy she asked. She panicked. It's fine. Saturday, I'm dark. Sunday, I'll be back here. DenaeKeener.com.
Speaking of DenaeKeener.com, hi, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DenaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. I play as Coriander the Eldritch Paladin on Mondays during our homebrew game with 4 Keeps, and on Sundays during our Tomb of Annihilation game right now, I play as Baz, the Fighter Rogue. DenaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we also do this show at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All of the VODs that we have, go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures or anywhere where podcasts are made available for free. But right now we are going to be going into our after show called Nights in the Courtyard. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask either myself or the rest of these individuals, consider joining us on Discord using the hashtag Toom while tweeting at us, or just ask your question in the side chat, and we will do our best to be on the lookout for it, so that way we can provide to you the answers from within our thought place. But with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to Tyler for running this game. Thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by, and thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!